here last spring, but on a late race caution, he made a pit stop. And here's what happened. Front tire changer Bill Wilburn, a veteran and one of the best on pit road, went over the wall. And when he took his air gun and pulled the trigger, the air that discharges through this vent right here blew all the black brake dust off the wheel right into his face. Basically, there was a cloud of this black brake dust. It'd be like you or I driving into a big mountain of fog on the highway. He couldn't see a thing. So the precious seconds that he lost waiting for that brake dust to settle, well, Rusty lost several positions on the racetrack. He tried to make up those positions. He ended up burning up his right rear tire. He finished 7th in the car that could have won. That'll never happen again, because here's what Wilburn has done. He's gotten some of this cooking spray, and what they do now is they take this cooking spray and they spray it here on the wheels. You can see they've already done that. So it's coated with this cooking spray, and then they put it on the car. Now the brake dust either slides right off these wheels or it settles on there and does not blow back in his face when he hits the air gun. So it's a simple solution to a complex problem, and they're hoping it's a solution that could send the 2-car to victory lane today.
And if you were watching NASCAR Today, which Bill Weber hosted earlier today, you heard Benny Parsons mention that very problem.
And those guys obviously realized it was a problem and did something about it. Man, they're smart down there.
They're the top 15 of the race, which is 384 laps old. 17 cars are on the lead lap. Last week's winner, Dale Earnhardt Jr., back in 28th. Darrell Waltrip is out of the race.
Your company's IPO is the most successful in history.
I'm not surprised.
And investors appear very confident.
Of course they are, Linda.
So, do you have a satellite dish or AT&T digital cable?
A dish.
Really? Then you can't even get local channels unless you pay more.
Really?
Digital cable gives you lots more channels than before. Right through the cable that you already have. Do you care to comment? Mr. Vickers?
AT&T digital cable. It's smarter.
This is the story about a group of kids who volunteered.
Doing something nice for someone. We fixed stuff. Did some art projects with the kids.
We fixed up his house. We worked in the woods. Cleaned up the park.
Did something for the planet.
We just did it.
No other reason.
And you know what? It was great.
At first, they didn't know each other.
Well, that didn't last long.
This guy is really funny.
We, Ace, are my
new friends.
Are you into it?
Call 4-H or check out our website at areyouintoit.com.
If anybody watches these NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series races, they'll understand what trading paint is.
We definitely do a lot of bumping and rubbing with 5 to go.
It is the very best racing as far as side-by-side competitive racing, I think, going.
Once the green flag drops, there's no friends on the racetrack.
I come in and race against these guys, and they kick me, they run over me, they tear the sides off my truck.
The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. This is NASCAR.
We want to give back to the community, and that's why a lot of us are involved in the Big Buddy program. Chance to give children something they would otherwise never see, to meet their heroes.
When I pass it to you, just give it right back. All right, now give it back. Oh, shooting! Pass the ball! Pass the ball! Easy, man. Get big play. Like Nathan! Get on him! Get on him! Get it out,
Being a Big Buddy allows us to give back, and, you know, that feels pretty good.
Get up! Walk it off! Your parents signed the permission slip. Get up, man.
Do you have the time?
Do you have the energy? Ooh, all those curves and me with no brakes. Is it hot in here, or is it just you? Hey, I lost my telephone number. Can I have yours? Hey! Maybe we don't always think before we speak, but Miller Lite and I want to remind you should always think when you drink.
Excuse me, do you have the time?
Yeah.
Just a little more than 100 laps to go here at Martinsville Speedway. There's the leader of the race, Rusty Wallace. On a 1 1/4 second lead over Dale Earnhardt. As usual, the restart was exciting. Watch the 18 and the 7.
Michael and Ricky Rudd in spot. Well, we got one for sure here on the front stretch as Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd got together coming off of turn 4 when he bottled up in front of them.
Brett Bodine is involved.
And we see Rudd after all that great run he's had there. Now he's going a lap down.
Oh, and
Bobby Labonte did get his lap back, but boy, did he take a chance.
He almost hit the back of Brett Bodine big time. Rudd has yet to get turned around and headed in the right direction. Now he does. So Rudd's good run suffers a major setback.
Oh, man, his car suffers a major setback as well. That car really, I don't think, had a scratch on it before this deal. Let's see if we can see what happened. Ned, did you see it?
I was looking at it. There were a lot of cars that were jumbled up together up there, and the brakes put on by some, and I think Ricky had to back off, and DJ was right on his back bumper there, and so I don't know which came first.
And we see the
Here,
32.
All right, look at it this way.
All right.
Okay, Ricky hits the 10 car, then DJ just barely hits the 28 and comes to a stop, knocks him back the other way. And
watch the 32 car, the tied car. Now, he hits the right front. He does all the damage to the right front of Rudd's car. Here's the bestest onboard camera. Oh, man, that's a sick feeling.
Especially after you've had such a good run here today. Let's watch Bobby Labonte and what he does to get his lap back. Look how close he comes there to Brett Bodine.
Never see Spencer driving away and almost made contact, might have made contact, and then with Brett Bodine. He dodged 2 bullets.
And the damage at the front of the 28 car is major, and they try to get the sheet metal straightened out as the 18 car of Bobby Labonte, now that he's back on the lead lap, will make a pit stop, get fresh tires, and make a run for it. There are the top 5.
Right now at Sonic, get 3 big tastes for just 99 cents each. Try our double-decker Junior Double Cheeseburger, tater tots smothered with cheese, or a creamy single-topping sundae, each just 99 cents this month only.
Sonic America's driving.
We're here with Ken Schrader. Tough day for your truck. Here's a scrape against the wall. Oh, and look at that bump. I guess NASCAR truck racing takes a thick skin.
Now, just a thick bed liner.
Pendoliner SR Pro. It protects against scrapes and bumps better than any other bed liner because it's the thickest bed liner you can buy.
Hey, look. This is where I dropped my tranny.
Get better protection for your truck from Pendoliner SR Pro. Officially licensed bed liner of NASCAR trucks.
You are cordially invited to take the Pepsi Challenge.
This summer, we're inviting everyone in America to step up to the plate and take the Pepsi Challenge.
I'm tired. Are we done yet?
Come on, Junior. I'm just getting warmed up.
So take the Pepsi Challenge and let your taste decide.
From the quarter mile at St. Louis to the third turn at Talladega to the pits of Laguna Seca. Wherever innovation is the margin between win and lose, the pros reach for the same tools you do. Craftsman, the official tools of CART, NHRA, and NASCAR.
Give me 4 Fram Shore Grip oil filters.
Excellent choice.
Why 4?
Year supply. No air filter?
Huh?
Hello? Check it with every oil change. Yours probably looks like this. Here, the Fram air filter with triad fiber technology. Holds up to 48% more dirt than any leading competitor.
Thanks.
Slacker.
Fram filters. Pay a little more now, or pay a lot later.
Let's go racing! It's a monster mini-panorama weekend. See Mom and her errand running George Hobbins 6-cylinder small block take on 11 jobs at once.
Champion Platinum Power spark plugs make any car feel high performance. So choose the world's favorite spark plug, Champion.
Sunday night baseball heads to Tampa Bay for a big league hitting matchup. Cleveland's Roberto Alomar and others against the new high-powered offense in Tampa Bay, including Fred McGriff. That's the Sunday night baseball game between the Indians and the Devil Rays tonight. Well, let's get out of Bill Weber as we get set to go back to green soon.
Well, Ricky Rudd's back out on the track now. He's been in the pits 3 times. The damage is much more significant than they'd originally hoped. In fact, they just wanted to hopefully tear away some sheet metal and put 4 tires on it and send it back out, but he's already lost at least 3 laps. The right front of it, very torn up. He's complaining about the handling of the race car. We said this was one of his favorite cars. Keyword there now being was. He may stop back in here if he gets a chance, but he's not very happy with the car. And I will tell you race fans one thing, a little behind the scenes. This team did think this car and this driver could win here today. They're still posturing themselves, saying we're getting closer, but they were hoping this was going to be the race that would take them back to the mountaintop. This is a big setback for them, but they'll hopefully bounce back next week with that Yates power at Talladega. Rudd heading back down pit road again for more repairs.
Yeah, I think in your NASCAR today, we had a interview, and he said the team is on the verge. Now, here is Rudd's spin.
Yeah, the car's jammed up in front of Johnny Benson, and then Rudd got into the 10 car of Johnny Benson, and then DJ got into Rudd just a little bit back there, and right there is where the damage was done, as you pointed out earlier, when Scott Pruitt hit the 28 car.
He has gone 3 laps down, back in 26th position. And he was running in 5th. Here it is from DJ's on board. So that has brought out our 13th caution of the afternoon, the record for this spring race here at Martinsville, 14 back in 1998.
Livelong Day 19, traveling the circuits of NASCAR.
Darlington, Daytona, Talladega, Charlotte. The drivers, the cars, the action, bumper to bumper, mano-a-mano at speeds of over 200 miles an hour, with us covering every heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping moment at the incredible speeds of over
35 miles an hour, as fast as it goes.
What?
It's a good thing they keep going around in circles.
The biggest news in motor oil since motor oil.
Let me show you something that really surprised me. Look what happened to the other leading motor oil after a 128-hour test designed to simulate severe driving conditions. But this is newly formulated Pennzoil with Pure Base after the same test. I'm no mechanic, but I know which one I'd rather put in my car. These, I don't even know what I'd do with these.
For protection so strong you can see the difference, get newly formulated Pennzoil with Pure Base.
Just gone back to green, and Michael Waltrip had a bad restart. Now gets it going, but he jammed up things considerably. May have gotten hit in the process. Rusty Wallace comes down and leads the 402nd lap. But now look how close Earnhardt is as he closes in. Take a look at the restart again. We'll see what happened to Michael.
We see him back in about the 4th car on the outside, and he hits the gas, and it just doesn't go. It's like a vapor lock or something.
He was hit by Jeremy Mayfield pretty substantially in the rear of the end of the car.
He dropped back to 9th right now.
3rd place car is Ken Schrader, but there are a few cars between 2nd and 3rd. There's Michael.
It's a battle for the 9th position. And Gordon's on the inside, trying to take it away. The trouble is, once these cars get on the inside, here comes Bobby Hamilton. He's going to try to follow Jeff Gordon.
More from John Kernan on Michael Waltrip.
On that restart, when Michael Waltrip went to shift to 3rd gear, it wasn't there. He lost 3rd gear, so he had to go immediately to 4th, so that's why he had such a poor restart. No 3rd gear.
Michael having a good day, though, although he's losing spots here that are going to drop him out of the top 10.
Ooh, he's still having trouble getting off of turn 4. He's driving his heart out and putting that accelerator down as deep as he can every time that he can.
On board with Sterling Marlin, who's 12th. Schrader and Mayfield are contesting the 3rd position.
And I believe we're going to be able to say, give that race to...
Yes.
Not so quick. So quick. I start to say Jeremy Mayfield, but I don't know. But here comes Tony Stewart right behind these two.
Another good day for the Roger Penske team. They're running 1st and 3rd. Schrader. Now here comes Stewart, and Mark Martin will jump on board with Mark.
At one time to...
Oh, spin over in turn 2.
Lots of cars had to stop, not so many involved.
Robbie Gordon and Dave Blaney, and Rusty Wallace gets through it.
Johnny Benson racing hard to get the lap back. And let's see, he almost ran over Dale Earnhardt going into the turn, but he's not going to beat Rusty back to the start-finish line.
Well, this is our record-tying number of cautions, 14. There were 14 in this race in 1998. Now we look to the overall track record, which is 17 set during the second race of the year in 98.
Now they got to make some real quick decisions. Right now, the crew chiefs of drivers, are we going to pit? Are we going to stay out? Do we give up this track position? What do you think? We'll stay out.
Yep.
Let's see if we can tell what might have happened to Robbie Gordon.
Mark Martin came in the pits as we watched what happened here.
We see when Robbie Gordon gets tagged from behind, he just nails that gas and puts up a smoke screen that's unbelievable. He hides in that smoke screen.
Gordon operating with a new crew chief this week here at Martinsville. Jerry Baxter has taken over duties from Fred Graves.
And he did not hit the outside retaining wall.
Close.
All right, Mike Bliss survived your onboard camera. He just stops and says, okay, let's see.
As you indicated, Ned, we do have a few cars that are making pit stops, those running toward the back of the lead lap.
Excepting Mark Martin. He was running up towards the front, and he did make a pit stop. Michael Waltrip did, and so did John Andretti. And Waltrip was going backwards, so that was a good move by him. And Andretti was already near the back of the lead pack, so good move.
Mark Martin was running 6th before he came in for the pit stop. We'll drop him back to the 14th or 15th position. There's the 14th caution of the day here at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia.
Yesterday, to find good wood at a typical home improvement store, you had to search through stack after stack. Frankly, this was a waste of time. Today, with Lowe's exclusive Top Choice brand lumber, the search is over. Every piece is pre-inspected. Straighter, smoother, center cut, and graded prime. And Lowe's has all the other building materials you need, in stock at guaranteed low prices. Ambitious people rejoice and finish faster. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Our guarantees come in all shapes and sizes. And right now, they come at the season's lowest prices. It's Sears Days. A few short days, one big sale. Only Sears puts the looks you want, the gear you gotta have, on sale for so much less than you thought. We're talking the season's lowest prices on all sorts of the best brands going, but we're not talking forever. So hurry in and wipe out your wish lists. Sears Days, on now. The good life at a great price, guaranteed.
They fought in World War II so you could rest easy, and now you can honor them when you rest at Super 8 by supporting a company that's helping build the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. Super 8, all the room you want.
Life has its bumps, but you don't have to feel them. Now Midas Gold struts with R2 technology are only $59.95 each with a lifetime guarantee. Go smoothly. Go Midas.
Out here, time is money. Big money. Some days I just need extra equipment. Dozers, trenchers, even the small stuff. These guys aren't going to wait around. I can't wait. So I call Nations Rent. They got what I need. They get it here when I need it. It's newer. It works.
Nations Rent carries New Holland, backhoes, and skid steers.
I got no time for excuses.
Nations Rent. 1-800-NO-SWEAT.
of racing here at Martinsville, and the battle right now, best on the racetracks for second spot, Dale Earnhardt and Jeremy Mayfield. Also some good racing going on back here between the 36 and the 24 spot, which Tony Stewart gets from Kenny Schrader.
Ward Burton now coming inside of Mike Skinner. He's trying to move up through there.
Skinner again is still 2 laps down in 22nd spot. Ward is 7.
Bob, we mentioned the fans of Mike Skinner say, well, you said he got one of his laps back. Well, he did, but then he lost it back in the pits. He was so far back that when he came into the pits, he was back of the line. He didn't quite beat the pace car out, so he lost that lap back.
Watching Dale Jarrett now running alongside Mike Skinner from the Pennzoil Copter Cam.
And Jeff Gordon comes in there as well.
Jeremy Mayfield trying to take second spot from Earnhardt.
He has a fast race car right now. Jeremy Mayfield has that.
One car between the leader Wallace and second place Earnhardt. That would be Johnny Benson in the 20th spot.
Ward Burton really working on Ken Schrader back behind this battle. Battle for second, and that battle will shift back behind him as Mayfield gets a little squirrely off the corner. Here that battle is. Ward gets up beside of Schrader.
Ward Burton had his best career short track finish at Bristol earlier this year, finished in 3rd spot, and right now he takes 5th from Schrader. Perhaps the door opens for Dale Jarrett.
Well, Schrader chose to stay on the high side going into turn 3, and it did open the door for DJ to move down on the inside. Now, whether he can make the pass or not, we'll see, but it looks like he might be able to.
And obviously, as you can see, Jeff Gordon is right there to try to take advantage of that door being open. For the 7th position, give it to Jeff Gordon.
When this race is over, you can boot up your computer and go to the NASCAR website, www.nascar.com, and get all the statistics you need regarding this race. And you can also, as we get toward Talladega, take advantage of another feature of the NASCAR online site, the Garage Cam. You can look at everything that's going on in the garage area. Eavesdrop.
I wonder if we can take these cars into the Ford dealers tomorrow and get a set of brakes for $89.95, front or rear.
Well, Rusty may need to do something about that, right, Bill?
Well, he could, Bob. You know, we talked about all the success Rusty's had here with his 6 victories, and then we talked about some of the disappointment, that brake dust incident. And remember, in the fall race here in 1977, Rusty, or 1997 rather, Rusty was black flagged as the leader for jumping the restart. Well, Benny, about 45 laps ago, you speculated that he looked a little more tentative in traffic, and he might be having a braking problem. Well, I followed up on that, and here's what's going on. Front tire changer Bill Wilburn, after the last caution flag stop, told Rusty, be careful because your right front rotor is badly chewed up. Now, I talked to Billy about that rotor. I said, is it the worst you've ever seen? He says, on a good car, it's the worst he's ever seen. They've had bad handling cars where you've had to use the brakes, but on a good car where you have to use them less, this is the worst he's ever seen. So with 70 laps to go, it's something for Rusty and everybody else to think about.
Yes, indeed. This race is far from over. We're looking at the speeds. Last lap, it was Dale Jarrett with the fastest lap. And now we go clear down to Mark Martin.
Well, that really shouldn't be a surprise because Mark Martin stopped on this last caution flag, or one of these last couple of caution flags, and changed tires. He's been in the pits and has fresher tires than Rusty Wallace or Dale Earnhardt or Tony Stewart.
Back in the 10th position. The 33 car of John Andretti had the fastest lap last time. Of course, this depends greatly upon where the car is in terms of traffic.
And the kind of traction to get off the corner when they mash that gas.
Here's a battle for 14th position between John Andretti and Michael Waltrip.
Now, both of those drivers stopped during the last caution, as did Mark Martin, and put fresh tires on their cars. They're running about 10 seconds behind the leader.
And the interval between first and second a lap ago was 1.7 seconds, and now it's up to almost 1.9, and Jerry Nadeau is in the wall. Is this going to bring out a caution?
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, Jerry, come on. Come on around.
Expect we'll see pit stops now. We'll see.
So we are setting a record for the spring race here at Martinsville in terms of cautions. We slow down for the 15th time today. The pace car has picked up the leader of the race, Rusty Wallace, and now we're going to see what the decision is regarding stopping.
Yeah, looks like Rusty's coming.
Yep. Now, Mark Martin might not, because he stopped during that last one. Mark Martin did not stop.
So some good track position for Mark as the others come down at 35 miles an hour. We go to John Kernan.
Jeremy Mayfield likes the way the car feels, so they're just going to change 4 tires, no fuel at all. Mayfield running in the 3rd position, wants to get up and challenge his teammate Rusty Wallace for the win. Dale Jarrett took 2 tires. He's already gone to Bill Weber.
They topped off the tank on a 2-car. Rusty is getting 4 tires. Several guys just took 2. They're going to be Rusty out of the pits. This is what they were concerned about during the last caution, that some guys stopped and some guys were going to take 2 if there was another caution. Earnhart's been on pit road. He left as well.
And it's going to put Rusty back in about 6th position and Earnhardt 7th, the leader of the race. Well, the first off pit road, I should say, is going to be Dale Jarrett among those who did pit, but several did not. All right, back with more live coverage in a moment from Martinsville.
Where would you like to go? How about Pep Boys?
For a limited time, get free installation when you buy Gabriel Pro Rider Premium Shocks for your truck, van, or SUV.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
They go like 200 miles an hour.
Have you ever gone that fast, Dad?
No, but I sure would like to. Well, let's go see what you're made of.
Really?
Grab an ice-cold Coke, and you could win a trip to the Coca-Cola Racing Family Reunion, including race tickets, pit passes, and a chance to ride with a Racing Family driver. Only from Coca-Cola. Enjoy.
For cars with over 75,000 miles, life has just begun. Introducing Valvoline Max Life Motor Oil.
At a lap away, Field from 3rd to 10th, Stewart from 4th to 13th, and Ward Burton dropped from 5th to 16th. And Jerry has more on Ward Burton.
As you said, Bob, he came in 5th and now back in the 16th spot. The car rolled off the jack. They had a great pit stop. They wanted to change 2 right side tires, came to the left side, and the car rolled forward, twisted off the jack. That cost them an extra about 6 or 7 seconds. By the time they got the car jacked back up and got tires on it, he's at the very back of the lead lap. Tough wreck. He loses 9 spots on that pit stop.
And you can see the damage where he rolled off the jack right between the 2 and the 2. The damage to the doors where it rolled off. John Kernan.
Mark Martin decided to stay out this time to get the track position. It was the right call for them because right now they're up front with, I believe, 4 or 5 cars behind them that have about the equal amount of laps on their tires. Martin decided that the last time they pitted, they took on 4 tires and made a chassis adjustment to loosen the car up just a little bit. Here's Bill Weber.
During the previous caution, Rusty Wallace was very concerned when he saw those guys come in and get 4 tires when most of the leaders stayed out. He said, you guys have to watch them. These tires are much different, the 4 new ones as opposed to 4 old ones. When the caution came out this time, he was the guy that jumped on the radio and said, we're getting 4. We'll see if that decision pays off in about 59 laps.
Well, they've waved off the green. We'll go one more now before we get the green flag. The 5 cars that did not pit are Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, John Andretti, Michael Waltrip, and Bill Elliott. Those are the top 5, and then Dale Jarrett, who was the first off pit road. On ESPN tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, you can see the Napa 250 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series from here at Martinsville, the event that was rained out yesterday. Dr. Jerry Punch and Benny Parsons will be in the booth. And Jerry has a report now on Jeff Burton.
Jeff Burton stayed out because when the caution came out on lap 382, he pitted and came in, took right side tires, came back in on lap 383, took left side tires. He has tires that were about 30 laps fresher than anyone else on the racetrack on that pit stop. That's why he stayed out, and now it just may pay off for him.
And guys, it's going to be a real test here for Rusty Wallace, who has again been the dominant car. He is back in the 10th position now, and it's going to be a test of the car, Benny, and perhaps more importantly, the brakes.
The brakes. And Jeremy Mayfield, his teammate, got out in front of Rusty Wallace, and I'm not sure he can pass Jeremy. These cars are very, very equal.
Well, Jeremy was fast before the caution, and he made a great pit stop, took on 4 tires. So he got out first of those that took on 4. So we'll see how all this plays out. A lot of heavy traffic.
Mark Martin is leading for the first time here this afternoon. He's led 8 laps to this point.
I don't know that they can get back through all this traffic to get in front. Jeremy or Rusty or any of these guys.
No, they're not only having to battle the cars that are on the lead lap, but they're having to battle these lap cars as well. And that is holding them up big time.
As a matter of fact, Johnny Benson goes by Jeff Burton. Benson is a lap down, but a couple laps down. Trying his best. He feels like he's faster than Burton. Went by him.
This is the battle for second between Jeff Burton and John Andretti. John Andretti driving for Petty Enterprises, and again we mourn the death of Lee Petty, the patriarch of the Petty family who died this past week. Services were held on Friday.
What an unbelievable guy Lee Petty was.
He was a great racer and just a fine individual. I've said all week long since he passed away that he set the standard for families in this sport. It really does.
Johnny Andretti is the defending champion of the race. Started second and won last year.
There we see Jeremy Mayfield gets under the 4 car, takes over that 8th position from Bobby Hamilton. But it took him 6 laps to pass that 1 car.
It's Jeremy that's moving up faster now than Rusty. Jarrett and Elliott running 5th and 6th.
Michael Waltrip there in front of Bill Elliott, still hanging on to that 4th position.
Been a good run today from Michael Waltrip. Good to see that.
He was defeated on that last caution, and that allowed him to stay out on this one and gave him some track position.
When Rusty Wallace was leading the race, we were thinking about the possibility of our first repeat winner for the year 2000. But now with Mark Martin up front, we think about the possibility of continuing this streak of different winners to start the season.
And 88 trying to look on the outside of Bill Elliott. And it looked like that Elliott just felt him out there and gave him
either
some
felt him or the spotter finally got through to him. Most of the time the spotters will tell him that he was busy trying to get by Michael Waltrip and didn't expect anybody to pull up on the outside of him, I think. And so far, DJ hasn't been able to make that outside work. He comes up there once again. Goes in a little bit deeper than Bill, but he's not getting off the corner. And Bill's hanging on down there on that inside. Meanwhile, Jeremy Mayfield has caught up to Jeff Gordon and is running right behind him there.
And we see that Jeff Gordon now is going to try to go on the inside of DJ since he's having trouble passing Elliott. And looks like DJ trying to, he was the aggressor, now he needs to be a little defensive. Well, this is almost like Talladega, Ned. When these two cars get side by side, they just slow down.
Yep.
The Die Hard 500 from Talladega next Sunday on ABC as we continue to cover the Winston Cup Series in the year 2000, NASCAR's longest and fastest racetrack. The restrictor plates are a little smaller, though, for next week, aren't they?
Yeah, they slowed them down. They took about 20 horsepower away from the cars, but they did allow the teams to work on the springs and shock absorbers. So I think the speed will probably be about the same thing.
Well, they continue to run side by side, lap after lap, Gordon and Jarrett.
And Mayfield there he don't know which one to follow. He decided he's going to go with Jarrett. He thinks that he might be able to pull that outside deal off. I don't know. And there comes Bobby Hamilton in the 4 car. He's coming into it. Bill Elliott's pulled away from him since they've been running side by side here.
And finally Jeff Gordon just kind of moves up the racetrack and takes that spot away.
Yeah, here comes Mayfield.
DJ's got his hand full there now, Ned.
He really does have, because Mayfield has 4 tires, 4 fresh tires. And then Bobby Hamilton, he's going to jump right in there, too, if he can.
Right behind Hamilton is Wallace. But the lead is being held by Mark Martin. He's about 1.1 seconds ahead of Jeff Burton. In 3rd place is John Andretti, then Michael Waltrip, and Bill Elliott.
One truck offers you more horsepower than any compact. It's the one that also offers more brute force torque and more sheer payload and towing capacity than any compact. Dodge Dakota. Its big truck capability overshadows the compacts. Now get a $750 cash allowance on select regular cab Dakotas.
Wildfire. Over 2 million acres of our forests and rangelands burn each year. Hundreds of homes are destroyed, and it can take over 150,000 firefighters and $1 billion to bring the fires under control. Many of these fires are due to human carelessness, but it only takes one person to prevent it all. Be careful when visiting the wildlands. For more information, contact your local fire protection agency, state forestry office, or the USDA Forest Service.
Violent physical and alcohol abuse. Athletes tormented through vicious team rituals. From high school through the pros. A look at the dangerous world of hazing in sports on the next Outside the Lines prime time. Tuesday at 7 on ESPN.
Baseball's ultimate road trip stops in Tampa for a showdown with a lot of pop. Jose leads the Devil Race against Manny and the Tribe. The ultimate road trip rolls on with Sunday Night Baseball. Indians Devil Race, tonight at 8 on ESPN.
You know, this place reminds me of a guy I knew named Julius.
Another Dale Waltrip story.
Oh, really. This guy, he was in the junkyard one day, kicking around, and he found a rocket booster. So he says, I'm going to set myself a land speed record. So he got that thing up to speed. He hit the switch. He took off into outer space.
So whatever happened to him?
He came down out here somewhere.
Get out of here.
On Route 66.
Now at Kmart.
7 different winners in the first 7 events, the NASCAR Winston Cup season the year 2000. Dale Jarrett, of course, began the season with a win at the Daytona 500. And most recently to visit Victory Lane just last weekend was rookie Dale Earnhardt Jr. in his 12th start. Right now, Mark Martin, who has not won this year, is up front, but we have another caution, and Rusty Wallace takes advantage with a pit stop. Bill.
Well, he came in and got 4 tires, no adjustments. They had no choice. This car that's been so good all day was just no good on that set of tires. So they came in and they gave Rusty 4 tires. He'll go to the back and try and work his way up. 467 laps on the board. It's going to be a tough battle. Several other cars have been on pit road, including Ward Berg.
And Kenny Schrader among those on the lead lap. This most recent caution, which was the 16th, was because of a spin involving Steve Park, and here it is.
And we see him going in the corner. The yellow car, some contact with Sterling Marlin, and around goes Park.
Park shown back in 24th position, 3 laps down. Now watch this terrific move to get the car in the right direction. Fired the car and whoop.
Wow. Well, what was Steve Parks win a race? He'll know how to do those donuts in front of the start-finish line on him.
Okay, we're getting the signal. 1 more lap to go, and we'll go back to green.
Martin, Burton, Andretti, Michael Waltrip, and Bill Elliott are your top 5, and 468 laps are completed.
Johnny Benson had passed Mark Martin not too long before this caution came out, so he got 1 of his laps back. He was 2 laps down and still 1 lap down.
About 80,000 people on their feet here in Martinsville as they cheer the green flag and the resumption of the Goody's Body Pain 500 on lap 470.
Mike Skinner, the Lowe's car on the inside, the blue and yellow car 2 laps down. Trying to get one of them back, racing the leader, Mark Martin.
Mark won't fight him too hard. Says, okay, if you're going to pass me, go on now and get out of the way. Let me do my thing here on the line that I want to run.
Valvoline pays the big brothers and big sisters of America for every lap that Mark Martin leads. They pay $20. If Mark should win, they'll write a check for $5,000 to that organization, which has benefited to the tune of $276,683 so far this year.
That's a nice gesture on their part. Very good call.
That was really good strategy on Mark Martin's behalf when he let Skinner get by him, because we can see he's starting to pull away just a little bit from Jeff Burton. And if he and Skinner had raced along side by side, like we saw Dale Jarrett and Jeff Gordon do a little bit ago.
If we pan that camera back there, we'll see that same scene again. There it is.
Yep. Side by side again.
And once again, Gordon goes in there, goes up the hill, does a slide jump on Jarrett.
Yeah, it came up on the 8 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and said, I'm not giving up this position.
The most recent winner in the series last week at Texas, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 4 laps down here this afternoon in 25th position. 17 of Matt Kenseth is where? I can't find him on the score.
Oh, he's way down here. Is he out?
Oh, yeah.
He must be out off the track. I didn't notice that he was out because he was running in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr., so now Jr.'s the top rookie.
You know, we talked a few minutes ago about how Matt was the...
He's still out there. Remember, he doesn't have a scoring monitor.
That's right. Yep.
So they're having to score his car manually, so we really don't know where he's running.
Yeah, it's not a good reflection of where he is, really.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Well, then he's on top.
I'm telling you. Well, Rusty Wallace, with the new tires, is beginning to move through the traffic once again. He's up to a battle with Tony Stewart for 11th spot. And that's Bobby Hamilton up there in 10th in the 4-car.
And Chad Little is laps down to the 4-car, but, oh, and now we see Rusty getting back of the 97.
But he made it through, it looked like.
And Hamilton spins.
Hamilton got the worst end of that deal.
And if all these cars move, there's not a caution flag.
And Mike Skinner still didn't get his lap back.
And there's no caution flag with just 22 laps to go.
Yeah. Well, now Skinner has to get ahead of Martin again.
Certainly, Mark Martin did not want to do a caution. When they said, no caution, go ahead and say, phew, man, am I glad.
See, I think that Mike Skinner was holding up Mark Martin, and I think that he realized that, and he just moved over and let Mark go, because after all, this is the guy that has a chance of winning the race, and Mike Skinner is still, if he gets a lap back, he's still a lap down with just 20 laps to go.
Martin's advantage now 1 second over Jeff Burton. Let's take a look at that most recent incident again, which did not bring out a caution.
There we see Rusty going in the corner. You know, I said he got in the back of the 97 car. I don't know if that was the case or not. Rusty and both Bobby Labonte was able to get through. The big loser in that, yeah. Okay, I take that back. He did get in the back of the 97.
The 97 got into the 4.
The 8 and the 40 make contact. Good shot from the Pennzoil copter cam. Here's the onboard with Rusty and another spin down in 2.
Sterling Marlin is off the racetrack, is on the racetrack, spun around. Now he gets going, so no caution. Yet, even though the leaders just came up on him, so they get going, no caution.
NASCAR kind of reluctant to throw the caution here in the last 20 laps of this race. We're down to 19 to go.
And we see Jeff Burton up in second spot. And the 4-car, Bobby Hamilton, going a lap down.
In 16th.
Well, Jeff Burton is making a run for it as hard as he can right now, trying to catch Mark Martin. He's a second and a quarter behind.
I don't think he's getting the traction off the turn that Mark is. I've been watching the last few laps, and he just doesn't seem to get that traction. Sterling Marlin coming down pit road. We'll see what happened to him out on the racetrack.
This is over in turn 2.
Well, hard to say. Let's see if we can tell. Goes down the corner. I guess, remember a few laps ago when the 1 and the 40 car spun? The 1 car spun. This time, the 40 car spun, Jerry.
Benny, I think what you're implying is that they may have a little disagreement going on. Exactly that's what happened, because a minute ago the crew went down to the 1 pit, started pointing fingers down at the Pennzoil crew. So there is some finger pointing right now. There's tire changing going on. Sterling gets 4 freshmen, and he's away.
Some close racing right here. Bill Elliott hanging on to that 5th position, but there's Gordon, Jerry, Earnhardt, all.
And we've got another crash between Bobby Hamilton and Rusty Wallace.
And this does bring out a caution. Bobby Hamilton trying to find a place to go up the racetrack and get headed in the right direction. There he finally does, but with just 12 laps to go. The 17th caution, record tying here at Martinsville, is out.
You've got insurance if your kid crashes your car. But what if he crashes your computer?
Get the iOmega Zip Drive. With QuickSync software, your files are backed up automatically. You do nothing more, yet the files in your zip disk are safe from viruses, hard drive crashes, and whatever else. You can never have too much protection, especially if you've got a kid like Johnny. The Zip 250 megabyte drive with automatic backup. It's like insurance for your files from iOmega.
Not so good.
Yeehaw.
In a world of sometime over-commercialization and endless official sponsorship, it's nice to sit back and take a moment to simply marvel at the inherent beauty of Olympic sport. Okay, moment over. Visa, the only card accepted at the Olympic Games of the new millennium.
As you can see, the terms are good. The rate is low. There are no points.
But
Yes?
can't you come down a little on the interest?
It's a very good offer.
Okay, then.
Great.
Thanks anyway. Next.
Want banks to compete over you? Come to LendingTree.com. Fill out one form and get up to 4 offers within hours. When banks compete, you win at LendingTree.com.
Okay, ma'am. You claim Jeff Burton led you to believe the Exide Select battery was only for race cars?
That's right, Your Honor.
And Mr. Burton?
Not guilty, Your Honor. All I said was the Exide 99 team needs a tough, reliable battery out on the track.
Hey, I need a reliable battery, too.
But, Your Honor,
That's
I was
enough.
The Exide Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
Award for the plaintiff.
There are less than 10 laps to go here at Martinsville, and so when the lineup is given, we will have a single file restart. Here's the reason for the most recent caution. Rusty Wallace on board with him.
Goes down the corner on the outside of Bobby Hamilton, and right there is the contact between Hamilton and Rusty. And Rusty just hits the wall with the right front fender enough that he's knocked the fender in on the tire, and he's been in a couple of times trying to get that metal off the tire. Jerry?
Well, Rusty's been on pit road 2 different times. Robin Pemberton calling him in because spotters said they had the right front tire rubbing. They just came in a moment ago and rolled it with the ball bat to roll the fender off. The 4 car, Bobby Hamilton, coming back down pit road, but Rusty has been on and off twice. And Rusty said now it doesn't seem to be rubbing, so hopefully he'll be able to make it these final 8 laps.
Now then, we see Rusty going by on the outside of these lap cars.
And we're not going to give green this time by.
So we'll take another break. Be back for the finish of the Goody's Body Pain 500.
It's what I need to know.
Something that moves me. It's where I feel like a kid again.
Hey, it's intense.
Whatever concerns you, inspires you, enchants you, or thrills you, there's a channel for you on AT&T Cable.
It works for me.
AT&T Cable, where there's something for everyone.
Your company's IPO is the most successful in history.
I'm not surprised.
And investors appear very confident.
Of course they are, Linda.
So, do you have a satellite dish or AT&T digital cable?
A dish.
Really? Then you can't even get local channels unless you pay more.
Really?
Digital cable gives you lots more channels than before. Right through the cable that you already have. Do you care to comment? Mr. Vickers?
AT&T digital cable. It's smarter.
Just as you rejoin us, the green flag comes out for the final 7 laps of the race.
And boy, did we have some scrambling right there.
Oh, and John Andretti goes around. Some contact with Michael Andretti.
They're all straight now. Won't be no yellow.
With who?
Yellow.
You said Michael Andretti. Michael Waltrip?
Michael Waltrip and John Andretti. I got the Andrettis and Michaels. It was Michael Waltrip and John Andretti, I believe. And we see Bill Elliott trying to get on the inside of Tony Stewart and Jeremy Mayfield on the outside of Earnhardt.
This is the battle for 8.
Jeremy has the fresher tires. And Bill Elliott was a big loser in that. Dale Jarrett was a big winner. He went up to 5th. Jeff Gordon went to 4th. So they both were big winners on that one.
Here comes Rusty.
That's Jeremy there. Rusty's back there. He just passed Bobby Labonte and moved into the 11th position.
Coming up on 3 laps to go. This will complete lap 497.
And here goes Earnhardt back on the inside of Jeremy. He's trying to go on the outside of Elliott.
Bill Elliott running in 7th spot now. And there is Mark Martin with a 3/4 of a second lead over Jeff Burton.
Jeff Gordon trying to get his first top 5 in a long, long time, trying to take away 3rd from Michael Waltrip.
In 13 races since Jeff has had a top 5 finish, he's right now in the 4th spot.
He can hang on and get that top 5, but he wants to move up if he can.
White flag is out. One more lap to go for Mark Martin. Trying to set a record here and become the 8th different winner in 8 races to begin the 2000 season. He's less than a half a lap away from victory.
No contest. Nobody close to him. Here he comes.
Mark Martin wins the Goody's Body Pain 500 at Martinsville. Jeff Burton second, followed by Michael Waltrip, Jeff Gordon, and Dale Jarrett. As the rest of the field comes down, Tony Stewart 6th. Mayfield, Elliott, Earnhardt, and Wallace complete the top 10. So indeed, Mark Martin, his first win since Dover in September of 1990, 15 races ago, the 8th different winner in 2000.
It was exciting but scary at the same time. It was just like for the whole world to see what emotion I was going to have if I went early, if I went extremely late. That's the scary part about it, because you can't hide emotions from the camera.
The NFL Draft on ESPN and ESPN2. Exclusive coverage of every pick with all the inside information from our team of NFL experts. On screen, online, and on ESPN Radio. Saturday at noon on ESPN.
Wow, I didn't see that in the store. This must be new. This sure beats standing in line. Oh, he's gonna love this. Jeff Burton and Frank Stoddard.
Could I have your autograph?
All the merchandise, all the drivers, all the time. The NASCAR online store at NASCAR.com. It's official.
16.8. We are going to have to work on that.
ESPN's coverage of the Goody's Body Pain 500 from Martinsville Speedway being brought to you by Ford Motor Company, Better Ideas, by Big Kmart, changing for the better, and by Nation's Rent. For construction rental equipment, call 1-800-NO-SWEAT. Coming up next here on ESPN, Davis Cup 2000 single quarterfinal round match between Agassi and Novak. Mark Martin does set the record, becoming the 8th different winner this year, his first victory since last year at Dover. Let's go down to our McDonald's Winner's Circle interview and Jerry Punch.
Let the celebration continue here as Mark Martin is slinging Gatorade over everybody. 41-year-old Mark Martin's first victory in 7 months. And Mark, what a great effort. Incredible run. 2 tire stops, pit strategy, pitting out of sequence, and a lot of patience on the racetrack. Congratulations.
Jimmy Finnig won this race. I got to thank Frank Stoddard and Jeff Burton. We were junk all weekend. And after practice was over, we just went to them on our knees and asked them what they had, and we put it in there. Jimmy Finnig won this race. The setup that they gave us made the difference. And, of course, this being such an odd racetrack, you know, we got away with the right pit strategy to put us in the front. We didn't have the fastest car, but I was running like a dog when I got that lead.
And he got that win here in the 45th running of the Goody's Body Pain 500. Bob Jenkins, a new NASCAR record, 8 different faces in 8 different races.
And you wonder when this streak is going to end, because a lot of good drivers who won last year have yet to visit victory lane in the year 2000. Here are the unofficial results with 14 cars finishing on the lead lap. We'd like to remind you that we'll be back next week with coverage from Talladega, the Die Hard 500 on ABC next Sunday. Join us at 4 o'clock Eastern Time this coming Friday for the all-important qualifying first round. Now take a look at the points as we head to the next event. Only a 36-point margin now between Bobby Labonte and Mark Martin. Jeff Burton moved up 2 in the point standings. Jarrett up 1. Mayfield and Stewart also gained 1 position in the point standings. Thanks for joining us here at Martinsville this afternoon. Mark Martin wins at Martinsville. Coming up next, tennis. This has been a presentation.